You know those days when you wake up and nothing feels right? You're not exactly miserable, but you're not exactly happy either. It's like you're living in some kind of gray area, just going through the motions. That's how I've been feeling lately. It's funny, because when I was younger, I thought I'd have it all figured out by now. I had these big plans. I remember thinking that by the time I hit my 40s, I'd be on top of the world, successful, maybe with a family of my own, living a life that people would look at and think, yeah, he made it. I didn't think I'd be sitting here, at 45, wondering if I'd ever get there. I look around at my life and it's hard not to feel disappointed. The job? It's fine. It pays the bills, but it's not what I ever envisioned for myself. When I first started, I thought I'd climb the ladder, make something of myself. But now I'm just stuck. There's no real passion in it anymore. It's the same routine, day in and day out. The same people, the same tasks. I don't even feel challenged anymore, and honestly, I don't even know how I got here. I tell myself I should be grateful for what I have, that a stable job is something people dream about. But sometimes it feels like I'm barely getting by. Then there's Rachel. I love her. I do. She's everything I ever wanted, smart, independent, beautiful. But even with all of that, I can't shake the feeling that she deserves more. She deserves someone who's got his act together, someone who can match her energy, her drive. And I'm starting to feel like I'm not that person. Rachel's been doing so well at work. She's got this great job that she loves, and she's moving up the ladder fast. I see her come home every night full of energy, talking about her day, about her projects, about her successes. She's got this fire in her, and I admire that about her so much. I see it, and part of me is proud of her. But the other part, the part that's been nagging me for a while now, can't help but wonder, what does she see in me? I'm not saying it in a self-pitying way. I don't know how to explain it. I want to be that guy, the guy who supports her, who's there for her, who can give her the kind of life she deserves. But lately, it feels like I'm just watching from the sidelines. She's out there making moves, achieving her goals, and I'm stuck in this job I don't really care about, questioning whether I'll ever get to where she is. It's like we're on different wavelengths. I see her excelling, and I can't help but feel like I'm not measuring up. And the worst part? I think she can sense it. I don't know if she's aware of it consciously, but sometimes when she looks at me, really looks at me, there's a slight shift. It's like she's waiting for me to catch up. Waiting for me to step up and do something with my life. And I don't know how to tell her that I'm just stuck. I've tried to talk about it with her a few times, but I don't even know how to start the conversation. I don't want her to feel like I'm resenting her success, because I'm not. I'm proud of her. But at the same time, it makes me feel like I'm not enough. Like I'm not enough for her. Like she's outgrowing me, and I'm standing still. I've been thinking a lot lately about what love even means in situations like this. If you love someone, does that mean you have to always be in sync with them? Does it mean you have to be on the same level all the time? Or is it okay if sometimes one person is ahead and the other is lagging behind? I'm starting to think that maybe she deserves someone who can meet her where she is. Someone who's got the same drive, the same ambition, the same success. Someone who doesn't need to be told to step up. Someone who's already there. And that's where I get stuck. I don't know if I'm that person. Not anymore, at least. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending that I'm okay with it. I'm scared that if I'm not enough for her now, I'll never be. So here I am. Sitting at my desk, looking at my phone, wondering if I should do something about it. Maybe it's time to have that talk. Maybe it's time to face the reality that we might not be on the same page anymore. I keep telling myself that maybe I'm just overthinking things. Maybe I'm just going through a phase. But deep down, I know the truth. I'm scared. I'm scared that if I don't make a change, if I don't do something bold, I'll wake up one day and realize that I've lost the most important thing in my life. I don't know if this is the right moment to figure all of this out, but I can't keep pretending that everything's fine. Because deep down, I know it's not. Rachel is everything I thought I'd have by now. Successful, confident, driven. She's been killing it at work, moving up the ladder faster than I ever thought possible. Me? I'm still stuck in this dead-end job, watching my dreams slip further away. I see her at dinner parties, talking to all these important people. And I can't help but think, how did I get here? When we first met, I had this idea that I'd be the one to support her. I'd be the guy who'd make her proud, the guy who always knew what to do. I had all these dreams, all this ambition. But now I feel like I'm the one she's carrying. I've seen the way she talks about work, about her projects. Her eyes light up when she talks about the future. And when I talk about my job, it's like the conversation dies right there. I'm stuck. And I hate it. I hate that I can't offer her the life I thought I would. I hate that I've fallen short of what I promised her. I hate that I've become the kind of guy who doesn't live up to expectations. She deserves someone who's got it all together. Someone who doesn't have to second-guess himself every time he tries to make a decision. Someone who's not constantly playing catch-up. And then there's me, sitting here, wondering if I'll ever be enough for her. I've been thinking about this for weeks, maybe longer. What would happen if I just walked away? What if I ended things with Rachel? I keep telling myself that I'm doing this for her, that I'm the problem. She deserves someone who can keep up with her. Someone who's not stuck in the same place, afraid of the future. It's not that I don't love her. I do. I love her more than anything. But love isn't enough, is it? Love can't fix all the other stuff. The doubts, the fears, the fact that I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. She's out there, moving forward, and I'm still standing still. Every time I look at her, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm letting her down. I can see it in her eyes sometimes, the way she looks at me like she's waiting for me to get it together. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I can. I've tried to change. I've tried to step up. But every time I do, something holds me back. My insecurities, my fears, all the reasons why I think I'll never be enough, and I wonder if she's noticed. If she's seen how much I've pulled away, how distant I've become. It's not her fault. It's mine. I'm the one who hasn't lived up to expectations. I think it's time to let her go. If I love her, I have to let her find someone who can actually give her the life she deserves. Then it happens. Out of nowhere, I get this call. It's from a company I applied to years ago, but I didn't think I stood a chance. They're offering me a job. A real one. One that could change everything. I don't know if I believe it at first. Maybe it's a mistake. But no, it's real. This is the chance I've been waiting for. A chance to finally stop talking about change and actually make it happen. To step up. To prove to myself, maybe even to Rachel, that I can do something with my life. But then the fear sets in. What if I fail? What if I'm just not cut out for this? What if I can't handle the pressure, the expectations? It's easy to think about what I don't have. But right now, I need to think about what I could be. Maybe this is my shot. Maybe it's time to stop doubting myself, but it's scary. Terrifying, actually. What if I mess it up? I can't stop thinking about it. Every time I think I've made up my mind, doubt creeps in. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if I let Rachel down again? I've spent my whole life avoiding risks, playing it safe, trying to make everyone happy while never taking the chances I needed to take. I've been afraid of change, afraid of failure, afraid of not being enough. But this job could be everything. If I take it, if I go for it, I could change my life. But it's risky. What if it's not enough? What if I crash and burn? What if Rachel was right all along? Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. I've never felt more torn in my life. If I take this job, I'm taking a leap. I'm betting everything on the hope that I can make it. That I'm not just a guy who dreams big but never follows through. But if I don't take it, I'll never know. And maybe that's worse. The moment I make the decision to take the job is probably one of the scariest moments of my life. My mind races as I sit there, staring at the phone in my hand. I could call them back and say, Thanks, but no thanks. I could stay in my comfort zone. I could keep everything the same. The familiar, the predictable, the safe. But then I ask myself, what's the point of staying safe if it's slowly suffocating me? What's the point of staying in a job I hate, in a life that feels like I'm just floating, if I'm not even trying to grab the things I want? Rachel's voice echoes in my head. You're capable, Jack. You've always been capable. She's right, I know that. I've always had potential. But somewhere along the way, I let that potential become just a dream. Just something I used to talk about, something that lived in my head but never saw the light of day. But now I can feel it. There's something stirring inside me. Fear, anxiety, but also excitement. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm on the edge of something. Like I'm standing on the brink of a new chapter, and I have no idea what's on the other side. That's what scares me the most, the not knowing. I don't know if I'm going to be good at this. I don't know if I'm going to fail. But here's the thing, I've already been failing. I've been failing every day that I've been too afraid to take a chance. Every day I've kept myself small, kept myself in this little box, because it was safe. Safe, but suffocating. I take a deep breath, close my eyes, and I make the call. I'm in, I say, my voice steady, but I can hear my heart pounding. I've never felt more alive, but I've also never been more terrified. I hang up the phone and sit there for a moment. The weight of it all settles over me. I've just committed. This isn't a maybe anymore. It's happening. I've put myself on a new path. A path where I don't know the destination, and for the first time, that's okay. But then something else hits me, something I wasn't expecting. A wave of relief. I've always thought that taking a leap meant you had to have it all figured out first. That you had to be absolutely certain of everything before you made the jump. But now, I realize that's not true. The leap itself is what teaches you. It's what pushes you to find your way. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to take that first step. So yeah, it's scary. And yeah, I have no idea what's coming. But I'm choosing to step into the unknown, choosing to trust that this moment, this decision, will bring me closer to the person I want to be. I get up from my desk and walk to the window, looking out at the city below. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over everything. There's a sense of possibility in the air, like the world is wide open, waiting for me to step in and claim my place in it. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm scared. But I'm ready. I take a deep breath, close my eyes, and I make the call. I'm in, I say, my voice steady, but I can hear my heart pounding. I've never felt more alive, but I've also never been more terrified. I hang up the phone and sit there for a moment. The weight of it all settles over me. I've just committed. This isn't a maybe anymore. It's happening. I've put myself on a new path. A path where I don't know the destination, and for the first time, that's okay. But then something else hits me, something I wasn't expecting. A wave of relief. I've always thought that taking a leap meant you had to have it all figured out first. That you had to be absolutely certain of everything before you made the jump. But now, I realize that's not true. The leap itself is what teaches you. It's what pushes you to find your way. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to take that first step. So yeah, it's scary. And yeah, I have no idea what's coming. But I'm choosing to step into the unknown, choosing to trust that this moment, this decision, will bring me closer to the person I want to be. I get up from my desk and walk to the window, looking out at the city below. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over everything. There's a sense of possibility in the air, like the world is wide open, waiting for me to step in and claim my place in it. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm scared. But I'm ready. So I took the job. And for a while, I was riding high. Everything seemed to be falling into place. I was busy, really busy. There were meetings, deadlines, all the usual stuff. But I could feel the weight of everything. Not just the work, but the pressure of it all. I kept asking myself, am I really ready for this? It's one thing to get an offer. It's another thing to actually live up to it. I felt like a fraud some days. I was looking around, seeing all these successful people, and I wondered, why me? What makes me think I belong here? I think that's when it hit me. There's no such thing as being fully ready. No one has it all figured out. They just act, and they figure it out along the way. I'd spent so much of my life waiting for the right moment, for the stars to align. But that moment never comes. The reality is, nobody knows what they're doing. They're just doing it anyway. And that's where I needed to shift. I had to stop worrying about being perfect and start focusing on moving forward, even if I wasn't sure of every step. A couple of weeks in, I'm still riding this wave of doubt. The job is going well. In fact, I'm getting compliments. My boss is impressed. But none of that seems to matter when I'm home, lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling. I start wondering if I've just been fooling myself all along. Maybe I got lucky. Maybe I don't really belong here. The more I think about it, the more I spiral. The fear of failure, the fear of not measuring up, it all comes back. But here's the thing. I'm not used to winning. Not like this. So when things start going right, I don't know how to handle it. I'm so used to second-guessing myself, so used to seeing the worst-case scenario before it even happens. I start to think that maybe this is all just a big mistake. Maybe I'm not cut out for it. Maybe they'll realize I'm not what they thought. I keep pushing myself harder. I work longer hours. I try to be perfect in every aspect. I think that if I'm just good enough, I can silence those doubts, make them go away. But they don't. They linger like this shadow that follows me everywhere. And then I remember something my dad told me when I was a kid. It's okay to fail, son. But it's not okay to quit. That hits me harder than anything else. I've spent so much time trying to avoid failure, thinking it's the end of the world, that I've forgotten the most important thing. Failure is just part of the process. It's not a roadblock. It's a stepping stone, and that's when I realize I don't have to be perfect. I just have to keep moving forward. The doubts? They'll always be there. But I don't have to listen to them. One night, after a long week at work, I finally do something I've been avoiding. I sit down with Rachel. And honestly, I'm not sure what I'm going to say. It's been weeks since we really talked. I've been so wrapped up in my own stuff, so focused on the job and all these new changes, that I haven't been paying attention to her. I've been so scared of what I might say, so afraid that I'll admit everything I've been feeling, that I've been pulling away, that I've been doubting myself, that I've avoided it all. But here we are. And I realize that if I want to move forward, I can't keep hiding. I owe it to her, to both of us, to be honest. Rachel, I say, I've been thinking a lot. About everything. About this job, about us, about what I want. And I think I've been scared. I've been scared of failing, scared of letting you down. But I realize now, I've been letting that fear control me. She's looking at me quietly, her face soft but not judgmental. She doesn't interrupt. She just listens. I keep going. I love you, Rachel. But I don't want to just exist next to you. I want to be the kind of person you can be proud of, the kind of person who can actually be there for you. And I don't have all the answers. I don't know if I'm ever going to have everything figured out. But I'm not running away from it anymore. She takes a deep breath, and then she speaks. Jack, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be real. I'm asking you to be the person you've always wanted to be, not for me, but for you. And that hits me like a ton of bricks. For so long, I've been chasing this idea of what I thought I should be, this perfect, successful, confident man. But the truth is, I've been missing the point. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. About showing up even when it's hard. I've spent so much time trying to be what I thought she wanted, what I thought the world expected. But now, for the first time in my life, I'm starting to realize that the only thing I need to be is myself. And that's enough. I've been at the new job for a few months now, and it feels different. In a good way. I'm not the same person I was when I walked in here. Sure, I still have doubts. But I've learned how to manage them, how to push through even when things get tough. And as I look back, I realize something crucial: change doesn't happen overnight. You don't suddenly become the person you always wanted to be. It's small steps, decisions made every single day to keep pushing forward, even when it feels impossible. It's realizing that you're not alone in your struggles, that everyone has their own battles, and that's okay. Rachel's been supportive, more than I ever imagined. She's been by my side through all of this. Never pressuring me, just letting me find my way. And I realize now, this isn't just about me proving something to her. It's about me proving something to myself. The best part? I'm finally starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe that I'm capable of more. That I'm not defined by my past, by my mistakes, or by the doubts that still creep up sometimes. It's all part of the journey. And I'm ready to keep going. Months later, things feel different. I'm not perfect, but I'm okay with that. I've learned to stop expecting myself to have it all figured out. Rachel and we're in a good place. I'm present, I'm working hard, and I'm not just hoping for change, I'm creating it. The job's going well. I'm taking risks, trying new things, and I'm actually enjoying it. The best part? I'm enjoying my life again. I'm no longer just existing. I'm living, and Rachel? She's still the woman who inspires me. But I'm not afraid to be myself around her anymore. I'm not scared of failing. I know now that failure doesn't define me. It's just another step in the process. We're both growing together. And maybe that's the real key to love, not perfection, but evolution. Not staying the same, but moving forward, learning, and changing side by side. And that's enough.